Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. And I'm going to talk to you about a program we offer called Paradigm Shift. Now, this program is contained in this exercise manual here. This is actually something that I've put together over the past 50 years and studying why we do what we do and why we don't do many of the things we really want to do. You know, our life unfolds just like a rose. I use as an example an acorn. Someone carved this, I suppose, and gave it to me, and it's probably carved out of oak. But this is a model acorn. You know, an acorn has inside of it a pattern plan. That pattern plan controls the vibratory rate of the acorn. So the acorn can only grow into one thing, what it's programmed to grow into. Well, you know, we have a program much like the pattern plan that's in the acorn. Only the people that wrote the code for that acorn really did not know what they're doing. They really didn't know what they're doing. So another way to look at this could be, this is an owner's manual for a new human being. And since the people that brought us into this world really didn't program us for the life that we want, we've got to rewrite the program. Now, I'm going to show you how to write the code to create the program to live the life you really want to live. Think of this for a moment. Have you ever wondered why really brilliant people are struggling all the way from the cradle to the casket? You think they're so smart. Why aren't they rich? If they're so bright, why are they working so hard for so little, for so long? See, there's answers to those questions. I was puzzled. When I was 26 years old, I'd been doing what a lot of people did, nothing. I was going in the wrong direction. And I often say I was picking up speed, but I was definitely going in the wrong direction. And I left school. I only went to high school for a couple of months. I never had a half-decent job. I was 26 years old, and I met a man that sat down with me, and he said, "Bob, why don't you change your results?" Well, you know, results were something I never really thought about. Take a look at how happy are you? What kind of money are you earning? How do you spend your days? Who are you mixing with? What are your friends like? You know, that's all dependent on this code that we've got within us, this program. Because everything that comes into our life comes in an orderly way. See, this acorn can only grow into an oak tree. It'll never grow into a maple tree or a cherry tree. It can only grow into an oak tree, and that is because the acorn does not have the ability to rewrite the code. And it'll always only grow into one thing, an oak tree. Now, if it's planted in a proper environment and the earth's looked after properly, it'll grow into a good big oak tree and produce many, many acorns. We have a program in us, and it was built genetically, first of all, before we were even born. This, if you stop and really think about your life, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're living the way you're living, why don't you live the way you really want to live, you're going to realize that you have been programmed by your parents, first of all, genetically. That's how you got here. A little bit of energy from mom, a little bit of energy from dad, came swimming along and fell in love, and that was the nucleus of you. And then 280 days later, you made your appearance on the planet. Now, if you look really carefully, you very likely look like some of your relatives. It may be your mother or dad, or it could be your grandparents, might even be an aunt or an uncle. But we do resemble our relatives, and that is because there's a genetic strain there. And that genetic strain dictates the form of our body, the size of it, you know, and how we live, how we act. And then after we're born, we are exposed to an environment. And our subconscious mind is wide open. It's like a cup. And information starts to go in. You'll hear people spelling to each other so the baby doesn't hear them or the kids don't hear them. You know, it's so silly. It's the energy that we're transmitting. And whatever's going on in our mind is going right into that child's mind. When you have a brand new baby, that baby is like a fresh piece of clay. And every thought we think and every move we make is molding that clay. Make no mistake about it. That's the way it is. Now, I could go back and tell you how the program in me was built, circumstance it was built under, and was during a depression. And then as a little kid, we moved into the First World War, Second World War, and things happened. But it was in 1961 when I met a man and he gave me Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Now, fortunately for me, I did exactly as he suggested, and everything in my life started to change. I was so fascinated with the information he was giving me and what it was doing in my life that I couldn't stop reading about it. I couldn't stop listening to it. I was listening to recordings, going to seminars, reading books, and my life was changing so fast. Now, what I really learned through that is that a person's life can change very fast. It doesn't have to take years or months or even weeks. It can change just like that. But it doesn't happen by accident. It happens by law. This whole universe operates by law. It operates in a very orderly way. Like winter never follows winter. Think about it. When the tide goes out, it